Hello everyone, and welcome back to Useful How-To Videos. My name is Mike Sands, your guide to solving tech-related issues. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more useful content. Today we're diving into the world of Logic Pro X, which is a fantastic DAW that allows you to create and produce music. Hey, welcome guys. You are watching this video, and the purpose of this video is to show you basically bass equalizer settings that I use, or I think anyone should consider using in a Logic Pro or any other DAW that that you may be using. So if you're a beginner, producer, or just a beginner period at this, and just would like insight on what kind of EQ settings to use for bass, then this video is for you. If you are an expert or someone that has experience and just looking to see what others are doing, then this video is also for you. I've been doing this now for what, maybe 5 to 8 years, somewhere within that range, and I found a lot of stuff that I think is pretty useful, but you know, I've gained from experience and by asking others. So but anyway, without further ado, why don't we jump right into it. Bass EQ settings that I think you should consider using. There's a project that I've been working on that I thought it would be quite fitting on the screen. That's on the screen now. You see here in my Logic Pro, I have a lot of sounds set up, and on the left I categorize basically the sounds based on the sounds based on the type of color. For this particular song that I'm using, I just have one bass. I know a lot of people, what they do is they have multiple bass, one on top of the other, just to add that bass sound, or just to add that unique sound. But like I said, for this particular song, I just have one bass track. Right now this is in the main. If I go to window, it's in the main window. What I want to do is just open it in the mixer window. Okay, so this is the mixer window here. Don't get confused, okay? So this is the main window, and let me put it back to the mixer window. I'm sorry. Come on, find a open mixer window. Where did it go? There you go. Got it, guys. Just allow me to get it back. And with it being the mixer window, so these are the vocals that I've set up here. This is the piano here, and right next to it in this light yellow color is the bass that I use here. This is just an insight to all the plugins that I have, or that I've used, that I pretty much use for each setting. These are the different plugins. This is the compressor. This is a compressor that I use. I use channel EQ. We'll go to that in a minute. I use a Space Designer or Studio Room. It's for reverb setting. And I also use a bass amp and a sub bass settings. And I use a gain if I want to add maybe 1 or 2 decibels to the sound or so. But anyway, this video is about EQ settings, so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm going to open the channel EQ plugin, and just FYI, I created a video how to add effects or how to add plugins. For each track, you add a plugin by simply clicking in this space here, and you'll get a chance to adding any kind of plugin that you want to add. Okay, so because I already have the channel EQ setting, I'm just going to open up so you can see what I've the setting that that I've been using for the EQ pretty much. So the bass equalizer setting can vary depending on anyone's personal preference, the type of music, or maybe the audio equipment that you're using. However, this is just some general guidelines to helping enhance the bass in your audio. Okay. Typically, what I try to do is for the bands, I try to target the bands between 20 and 60 hertz for good sub bass. Boosting this area range or boosting this range typically adds a deep bass feel that can be felt more than heard. But too much bass can make the sound kind of muddy. The other equalizer band that I shoot for is typically between the 60 and the 250 range. Boosting this range kind of enhances the punch as well as the warmth of the bass. But be cautious though, because boosting too much, if you boost this too much, it can actually overpower other frequencies. Okay, so it's a good balance. It's a great balance that I typically find here. On the screen here, I found some good references. For the type of music that you may play. So, for example, hip hop and R&B, kind of at the 32 hertz frequency. We try to do between 3 and 4. But why don't I just stick to the reference that's shown on the screen? So you see there the setting there for hip hop and R&B that I typically would use. The next one is if you have pop. That's the setting that I typically like to use for pop music. The next one we have is for rock. For rock, that's the setting that I typically like to use. For each frequency, that's the decibel setting that you have. Even if you have classical or jazz, this is the setting that I would highly recommend that you're using. So with that being said, this kind of music here is a kind of like a hip hop kind of feel, where so at 32 hertz, I set it to about 4 or 5. For the 64 hertz, I set it to about 5 per se. For the 125 hertz, I set it to about 3 decibels, and at 250 hertz, I set it to about 2 decibels or so, a little bit too much or so. Once again, this is totally dependent on your personal style, your personal touch, and the kind of music, or just what you're going for in your music. So this is what's going on. Hoping you can hear that. The bass is kind of bumping in the ground. Right now set on the loop, so it's going to go back to the beginning. So that's primarily the bass settings that I would choose, just targeting those 4 frequencies and altering those 4 frequencies in terms of maybe 1 or 2 decibels. Once again, highly dependent on your style or your preference. Okay, if you're interested, I can definitely show you these are the plugins that I use for the bass. So the first one is the sub bass. So if you click here and actually go to utility, specialize, and you click on sub bass. I typically like the stereo option, but since I already have it, I want to just open it, and you can see. So for the sub bass, I like to always use the presetting, the presets that are already there, and it's a great description for what you may be looking for. If you're looking to boost your bass, or have something just a feel below the kick, or these other kinds of settings here, I would recommend choosing those settings and actually altering it, especially if you're just starting out. I would definitely recommend you doing that. other kind of setting too that I use, or I typically use, is maybe this bass amp setting here. It just gives me an opportunity to adjusting and at different frequencies too. Like I say, I just like to play around with them just to see how it feels. Totally up to you to play around with and mess around with it. And you can always use extra gain if you want to make it a little louder. You know, go to utility and gain, and then doing so, you should open up this window here. So this is the gain, or if you want to take away some of the volume of the bass, this is one great way of doing that. Okay, alright guys, I hope this was very useful to you.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more how-to videos. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, or if there's a specific topic you'd like me to cover in a future video. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.